So if I am just sitting down and talking with someone at a bar and they tell me something interesting and I say, really? Tell me more about that. That's weird, you know, they might like push me off the bar stool. That's super weird. So I want to be able to say, I want to know more about that. Tell me more about that in a way that I won't get pushed off of a bar stool. When people ask, what do I want to do when I grow up? I guess I'm doing it. I'm doing it, but what I like to say is I want to be doing what I'm doing, but bigger. And so I decided to start this podcast. It's an interview podcast. It's called I'll Be Damned. It was a really good way to invite people in and say, hey, I want to sit down and talk with you for an hour, 2 hours, just about you. I'm really interested in your life, your job, your story, something that you said that sparked my interest. One of my favorite episodes that I did was with a World War II veteran. He was 100 years old by the time I talked to him. It was just so fascinating to let the man talk and to watch him go back into his mind and to let him explore these memories in a way that I feel like he hasn't explored them in a very long time. He got emotional at a certain point. I got emotional. There was a lot of detail that I could tell he just hadn't dredged up in a while. And to have that forever, to be able to give that to his family, to give the raw audio to his family and say, you have this forever so that your great-great-grandchildren can sit and listen to this later on and say, wow, I actually know him and I know this story in a way that I would not have before. I do have a background in journalism. I occasionally do some freelance journalism. I've had some articles published in the Chicago Tribune, an article published in Teen Vogue, the Huffington Post. It's just something that I like to do to fulfill that little part of me as well. And if there's a story that I really want to tell, I enjoy being able to go out and do so. I started acting when I was in middle school. Acted all through high school, all through college. And then after college, I took a little bit of a break. And then actually when we started working from home at StayWell, I was thinking, I need a hobby. So I said, all right, you know, I'll try to start acting again. So I just started looking up auditions, went and auditioned for a show. And the first one I did, it's called Barefoot in the Park. It's a Neil Simon show. Ended up getting the lead role in that and then have been acting sort of on and off ever since then. That was about 3 or 4 years ago. So I've been in I think 5 or 6 shows since then. I'm starting to sort of build a resume around Chicagoland. It's something that really scratches an itch that I have. And I think part of what it fills within me is this desire, this need that I have to put something out. So that's part of what the podcast is about. That's part of what acting is about. That's part of what my journalistic work is about. It's just putting something out into the world that I can look at and say, that's mine, I made that, and I'm proud of it.